Perhaps you're interested in vehicle detailing and you're a bit of a hobbyist like me, but you don't want to spend big bucks on a digital paint thickness gauge. Well, then I may have the answer for you. It's this VDiag Paint Thickness Gauge. It's under £30 and I'm going to talk to you about it now in this video. Okay, so this is it in the box. It's the VDiag Tool, the VC100. I think it's Chinese made or something, not quite sure. But open it up, show you what's inside and talk to you a little bit about it. So the box is kind of super small and straightforward. This whole thing is compact. And the reason you're going to be interested in something like this is if you're into car detailing, you like to kind of polish your cars and stuff, you need to be aware of the thickness of the paint, so you know how much kind of leeway you have in how much you're trying to polish off. So if you're not kind of familiar with how the car paint is, I'm not an expert on this, but you obviously have your layers of paint and then you have the clear coat lacquer on it. And obviously every time you're using T-cut or polish or something, you're slowly taking away many of those layers, and that's where you may see some horror things on YouTube where people polished a bit too much and it's gone through the clear coat, through the paint, back to the bare metal. So again, you've got to be doing crazy stuff for that to happen, but this is why you might want to get something like this. Often these things are quite expensive, but this is pretty cool at just under £30 here in the UK. So you get a little instruction booklet on the inside and then the unit itself. So I keep it just in the box because it's pretty handy, but you can see it here. So just two buttons on it. Got the sensor at the bottom and then the back for the battery pack. It doesn't come with any batteries. On and off is quite simple. Just push the button there and it will kind of come on, and on the bottom is a button to change the units that it's in, as well as turn on the backlight like that, so you can use it in the dark if you like. So I'll overlay a couple of videos that shows me using this on a couple of my cars, but basically I'll talk to you a little bit about the unit. So as mentioned already, it's a car paint thickness tester. The way it works is it's obviously measuring the paint coating on your vehicle. So it does require a metal surface in terms of how this works. So you can quickly basically check the paint thickness and the clear coat thickness without kind of any messing about. It's not going to damage your car or anything, but it's not going to work on, say, a car that's fiberglass or on your plastic bumpers or anything. It has to have metal, because it basically uses magnetic induction measurements to measure kind of the flux flowing through the materials and the metals back to this sensor, which is put on a 90-degree angle, and it kind of does its business. Now, there's various different measurements that people in the industry use to measure paint. So normally in millimeters, in mils, and in microns. Now, this does measurements in millimeters and in mils. So mils is 1/1000th of an inch, but doesn't measure in microns, this one. So again, some of the more expensive ones, which are like over double the price of this, can measure in all three, but you're going to be fine, in my experience, with the mils. Most car manufacturers and body shops will talk about the paint thickness being in mils, so it's going to do the job that you need. So in terms of the statistics on this, it can measure in between 0 and 1.80 millimeters, which is 71.0 mils. Has a resolution of 0.05 millimeters, which is around 2 mils. And kind of as I mentioned, most car companies will have paint thickness that is somewhere between 4 to 6 mils. Now, included in that will be somewhere between 1.5 to 2.2 mils of lacquer and clear coat. So that gives you some idea of, you know, the quality of the paint on your vehicle if you're using this. Now, different manufacturers are known to have better or worse paints, and this obviously just helps you verify some of those things. So as an example, on my wife's Nissan Leaf, Her paint thickness is about 4 mils overall. Most body panels were pretty consistent, which is obviously a sign of a good spray job. And on my Polestar 2, when I checked that, they consistently was around 6 mils. So again, the Polestar paintwork seems to be a bit thicker than the Nissan Leaf, which again, it is what it is. In terms of operating temperatures, now I have used this in operating temperatures almost down to freezing. It's been about 2 degrees. However, optimal performance of this really is somewhere between kind of 15 up to 30 degrees centigrade. So better to be used in the summer, but it does work, in my experience, quite fine in the cold, and somewhere between 10 to 80% relative humidity. So this is, I think, a great tool if you're interested in vehicle detailing and you don't want to kind of, break the budget and you're just a hobbyist like me. This is something that's definitely worth kind of picking up. And it's also helpful if ever you have, body work done, so a spray job at a body shop to kind of test the quality. And maybe if you're really kind of anal like me, when you're kind of looking at buying a car, perhaps you might want to test the panels on a second-hand car to see if there's been any identification of body work done because there's been some collision or something. But hope that helps. So the VDiag digital paint gauge or gauge, and yeah, I think it works pretty well. I'll leave a description or a link to Amazon where I got this in the description, so feel free to check it out. If you like this video, it really helped me out if you leave a thumbs up. Please share it with other people, leave comments below if you have any questions, and of course, if you've enjoyed the video and videos like this, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon as well. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.